Carrie. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have for you the Homeschool Mom Tag video, and this is one that I have been trying to get around to taping, and it just hasn't worked out with, kids being up and extracurricular activities and all this crazy stuff. So I'm finally getting around to videotaping it. So we are going to jump right in. If you catch me looking off to the side, that's because I have my not my camera. I have my computer up over here with the questions on it. So let's get started. Were you homeschooled? Nope. I am a product of public schools. I had a great experience in the public school system. My family lived in an area in Indiana where we just had great schools. We lucked out. And so that's kind of my thing. I had great teachers. I was involved in a lot of stuff. I don't have an issue with public schools. I really don't. The main reason why I've chosen to homeschool is because we're a military family. That's really the main reason. If we were living in our hometown or somewhere where we were familiar with, and we were familiar with the area and the schools and things like that, then we would probably do public school. I'm not sure, I'm not in that position, but the main reason for us to homeschool is because we're a military family. So number 2, did you always know you'd homeschool your children? Nope. I actually have a degree in elementary education, and I plan to teach. And when I was younger, the thought of being a stay-at-home mom made me my skin crawl. I get cabin fever easily, so the idea of staying at home all day long with my kids, it was just not something that that sounded great to me. Sounded exciting and interesting to me. It really wasn't until I had my first that I really started contemplating it. And we thought about it for a long time before he was school age. And then when he was old enough for preschool, we're like, okay, we're going to try this out. And it's always kind of been my my philosophy to take it year by year. If something were to happen and it just really wasn't working out, like I said, I don't have anything against public school, but we've always said we will just take it year to year and see how it goes. And so far, this is our 3rd year, I guess, of homeschooling, and it's going, it seems like it's getting better every year. I'm getting more comfortable and understanding things, and so as of right now, it's working really well for us. So, number 3, what are your 3 favorite books in your homeschool library? And I know a bunch of people have done either the books for the teacher themselves to read, about homeschooling, or books that they've read with their kids that they really enjoy. And so I haven't brought any books with me. I will say the first one is The Well-Trained Mind. I'm not even fully through that book yet, but I don't know, it gives me a lot of those aha moments. Now, we're not completely doing classical education, but I tend to lean more that way just because that's how I was taught. I try to do a lot more hands-on and kind of unschooling things here and there, but we do tend to be more typical, classically situated. And so that is one that I've really liked so far. I like how it's broken down, and I don't know, it's easy to read it in sections, and to I don't know, it seems to help me out when I get stuck sometimes in certain subjects, not sure where to go from here or there, depending on what the issue is. So I really enjoyed that book. Another book, let's see, for homeschool would probably be, over here looking at my homeschool library. You think I would have planned this before. You know, we do a lot of read alouds at night before bedtime. And one of the kids' favorite books is the BFG. They absolutely, absolutely loved that book to the point where we'll probably reread it again sometime in the future. But, hold on just. Okay, you gotta, I'm doing a video. I'll be there in a minute. Sorry. Like I said, it's hard to find time to sneak in a video because they always find you, even when your door's locked. Yeah, my kids know how to unlock the doors now. That's awesome. Anyway, the BFG has to be one of our favorite books. It's just, I don't know, you know, and I've always loved the movie. I grew up, I never read the book as a child. I grew up on the cartoon, like the 80s cartoon. And I saw, I think it was a video on Homeschool for Two. And she did, she had read the BFG with her kids, and she was talking about how much they enjoyed it and they thought it was hilarious and all this stuff. And so I was like, oh, we'll have to try that one out. And they absolutely loved it. And they really love read aloud time at night. And so that's definitely one of our favorites. So The Well-Trained Mind, the BFG, and I'm going to have to say the Bible. We pull a lot of, you know, a lot of our curriculum right now, Bible and history, is kind of centered around the Bible and Bible times, and, you know, character development. And personally for me, you know, just development as far as being a parent and, you know, just being a child of God. And I feel like that there's not another book that I get inspiration from like I do from the Bible, obviously. And so that's a big one. And my kids love the Bible. They love reading the different stories. We have, I cannot tell you how many different children's Bibles we have. You know, it's not just, we don't just read, you know, more the adult version or the NIV version of the Bible, but we have like the Jesus Calling Bible, the Jesus Storybook Bible. I think we have an Usborne Children's Bible. I mean, we've got a bunch of them. And we read from all of them because obviously the stories are a little bit different in each one. But they love it. They love when I read out of the Bible. Even when I read out of, like I said, the NIV version where obviously there's no pictures and stuff, they still love it. And we use that all the time, you know, not just for our Bible curriculum, but just all the time. And so I'm gonna say that's a solid, should probably be our number one, the Bible, and then the Well-Trained Mind, and then the BFG. So anyway, that's that question in a nutshell there. Number 4, are you the only teacher? Does your spouse help, outsource help, or tutor? Do you use tutors, things like that? It's me. I'm it. My husband likes to do more, what would you call it, life skills training. The other day he was changing the oil on the car, and so the kids were out there helping him, stuff like that, changing a tire, you know, putting things together, just using hand tools and stuff like that. He likes doing that kind of thing, more life skills, which is very important to us that our children know how to do those things. But as far as the classroom education goes, I'm it. Number 5, where is your favorite place to buy homeschool curriculum? I'm going to say Amazon is number 1. And number 2 would be Rainbow Resource. And probably number 3, Christian Book. And I think those are probably the same for most people. I check on eBay for a lot of things, but sometimes it's hard to find stuff if you need it new. I did find some teacher's manuals on eBay for really cheap this year, which was really nice because sometimes they can be pricey. So those would be my top 3. Number 6, do you have a set budget for your homeschool? No, I do not. Last year I kind of went a little overboard. Each year I get a little bit better at picking our curriculum and not buying more than we need. I've gotten a lot more minimalist with the curriculum that we buy. And so, I have a number in my head that I don't want to go over, but I don't necessarily have a budget per se. Now, I do keep an eye on what I'm spending, but I don't have a set budget each year. Number 7, what are 2 must-haves for homeschool supplies? I know someone has already said this, but when she said it, I was like, yes, my electric pencil sharpener. I cannot tell you how many times we have to get up and sharpen pencils, and the kids think it's like a treat to go sharpen their pencil. So the electric pencil sharpener is a big one, and then probably my whiteboard back here because, and there are a lot of other things I could say, math manipulatives and stuff, but when we're reading stuff, or doing something where they need a visual, it's nice to be able to put it up on the board. It's just easier for them sometimes to grasp that information. Let's see. Number 8, what's your favorite and least favorite subject to teach? Okay. Favorite subject would probably be science. I'm just good at science. I have a minor in science. And the kids really pick up and love science, especially when we're doing experiments and stuff. So I would say that's probably my favorite to teach. My least favorite thing right now, handwriting, because my kids hate it. My daughter's okay with it. It's just a little too rote for her, but my son, my goodness, he is fighting me something awful right now. He doesn't want to write anything in lowercase. He wants to do all uppercase because he's not as good at lowercase. And I told him, if you don't practice, you're not going to get better. So we're having that fight. So definitely right now, handwriting, I do not like it. Number 9, are you involved in co-ops or homeschool groups? What has your experience been in these groups? I have yet to be in a homeschool co-op, but this fall we are going to be in a homeschool co-op. I've actually gone ahead and paid our fees for that, and it is a co-op at our military base here where we're stationed, and they don't do your typical core subjects. They do fun things like they'll do science labs, or they'll do sewing, or there's last spring there was choir and Lego building and gardening, dance. It's all of these fun kind of extracurricular activities where they can get together with other kids and get to kind of socialize. That's that hot button word when it comes to homeschool. Socialize with those other kids and be taught by another adult. I love that. I love when my kids can be taught by another adult, not just me, and they get that at church, but it's nice for them to have other adults that they learn from. And it's kind of a break. It's once a week for like an hour and a half, I think, or something. It's not a lengthy all day co-op. So we will see how that goes. I will definitely be doing a video about what we will be doing in the co-op, and then how it's going and all that good stuff later. Let's see. And number 10, what is your approach? Charlotte Mason, eclectic, classical, etc. Well, I said earlier, we tend to be more classically oriented. I don't necessarily want to be completely classical because my kids don't learn that way very well. So I think we're more eclectic, and that's what I'm trying to lean more towards. Today in the classroom, we just worked on handwriting, spelling, basically language arts and math. That's all we focused on in the classroom. And outside today, we did a little gardening, and we went on a walk, and I used I had the compass on my phone, and I had my kids, I would say, okay, we need to go south, and so they would use it to go south, and so it's like, hello, like geography and and science and stuff like that. You can kind of trying to do some of that out in the real world outside, where it's not just in a classroom with a worksheet and all that good stuff. So anyway, that's the Homeschooled Mom Tag, and it's open to anybody if you want to do it. Like I said, it's open to anyone. Rachel at Day to Day Joyce is the one that developed it, and I will link the playlist where you can add your video. I will link that in the description box below. And yeah, I think that's it. So thanks for watching again, and I will see you next time.